Go to the next slide. How do we connect school materials to daily life matters? It's very hard. I will explain into a few bits. It's very hard for you to connect school materials to daily life matters. These things are different. They are like water and oil. What is covered in school is not relevant to what people experience every day at home. And I've given some examples. In history, people are being taught, so teaching African students that someone came from Europe and discovered rivers and lakes and mountains in Africa. That's a big insult to humanity because people were living in that area. How can somebody else come from somewhere else and discover? And yet they use the word discover, while our ancestors showed them, and they even gave them the name of that lake. But this man decided to change the name and put a different name which they can easily pronounce. It's an insult. Then you can't connect school material to daily life matters because someone went to Congo and discovered the source of River Congo, while the Wagenya were fishing in that space. And the Wagenya told those explorers, telling them, if you walk around this mountain, you go the other end, you will find the source of this river. Oh, can you take us there? They took Diego Cao there, and then Diego Cao came back and said, he is the man who discovered. How can you discover? Discover what? Did you create it? No. Discover means what? How was your night? How was your day? How did you get there? It means there are people who showed them the way, but they came to monopolize the narrative. And then this kind of material is still being taught, that someone outside my ancestor discovered my ancestor. How is that possible? It doesn't connect. I said this in the beginning of my presentation, that history which is being taught is very polluted because the materials, the content that we teach is far removed from our actual life matters. Many wars are being fought in Congo since 1996. There are so many people who have lost their lives. Those are generals. No one of them is being reflected on our school curricula. Thanks a little bit to Mobutu, who was incorporating in philosophy from 6. He was incorporating some materials of even his speeches being incorporated in the school curriculum. But these days, Kabila has been on power for 16 years. Nothing of him is being incorporated in the school curriculum. Everything of him is being regarded as negative. Why is it that what Kabila does in the Congo is negative, and what Hitler did in far away in Germany is not negative? Why should we learn from Hitler, and he killed millions, and then we don't want to learn from Kabila?
My God.
Who also did atrocities? Why don't we learn the atrocities that Kabila Joseph did in the Congo? Kabila killed this. Kabila did this. Why don't we put that? Because that is our man. He is our leader. We need to learn. He came on power when he was 29. He did this, he did this, he did that. He killed this man, he killed that. Put it in the curriculum so that we know. Our young ones will know how many languages does this leader speak? How many projects did they initiate? Because we appreciate something different. Kabila, Laurent Desire Kabila came and destroyed whatever Mobutu built. Instead of leaving Badolita as a touristic space, those were to be government spaces in Badolite and in Nsele. Those could be areas where people go, see the splendid work of Mobutu, take photos, and put in the books. But guess what? They destroy. After destroying, you go into France Museum, you find some of the artifacts which were in Badolite are now in France. And then you want to take it from there. When they show you the receipt, you realize one Congolese has sold those things to them. How do you get those things back? You say they have stolen. Okay, they have stolen, but they still have a receipt. Someone sold them. He took them from Badolite to Angola and then sold them from there. And then you begin to say, oh, you see, they are stealing from us. You are helping them stealing. So we need to put all those things in our curriculum. We need to learn ourselves, our failures and our achievements. Nobody is only a failure. Every failure happens in good intention. So in geography, showing time differences between regions of one country is to complicate things that do not even matter to home. Why do you put Lubumbashi and Kinshasa different meridians? You say it is 11 here, it is 12 there. It doesn't make sense. And then 12 in Kinshasa, 12 in London, yet 11 in Lubumbashi. So someone is seated somewhere confusing the world because all these times have not been created. God created night and day. That's it.
My God.
Whatever you count is just for yourself. And you keep on changing. In Australia here, we are in winter. They've changed the time. They've taken one hour ahead. So when summer starts, they will take 1 hour back. So someone is just on the computer playing with the country, manipulating everyone. And then we believe, oh, it's the will of God. Which will? What about if you kill someone on that computer? The computer will not work and time will not even change. So many things change in this world not because of the will of God. It's the will of people. You guys have come with the governance of democracy. You say we will be electing a leader every 5 years. And when you approach elections, you begin to pray. You are praying to who? You say to God. Is God part of your structure? Did he tell you to structure 5-year office term? The response is no. You are the one who structured because every one of you want to become a leader. And then you want God to help you in the election. Which help are you looking for? It's not going to work because you have created your system and then you want someone else to come and help you. It is like telling me, Mr. Avi, it's like telling me to help you swallow the food which is in your mouth. Which power do I have to swallow the food, to help you swallow the food which is already in your mouth? The only effort I can do is to take that food out of your mouth. Because if I slap you, you will vomit the food. There is no effort which I can do to make you swallow the food. You are the only person who can make effort to swallow. And even in first aid, we help people vomit. We don't help people swallow. So that area is also incompatible. Science, inability to explain scientific formula in local languages shows how much delusional school is. We've got a lot of formulas in chemistry which cannot be translated in our local languages. That's why people keep on singing, Congo is rich in minerals. Have you seen those minerals? Congo has everything. Have you seen that everything? It's just in books. And it's being repeated and repeated. No one sees those minerals. They just sing. People sing about minerals. I was in Kinshasa and we had a little discussion with some few people. An example was given. Suppose you are given a full sack of gold, 25 kilo. Sack of gold, 25 kilo. What are you going to do with the gold? First of all, you may not know if this is gold. Secondly, you have nothing to transform that gold into consumables. So the only option you have is to sell the gold. And when you sell the gold, they give you papers. And those papers will start depreciating depending on the exchange. Forex exchange. Then it will begin to depreciate. If you keep that money in your house, after 1 year, it will not have the same value. But the gold you sold, still the same gold. You see? That's why people claim that, oh, they do this, But our education system doesn't teach us what we have. We learn in books which are written by somebody else, and then we keep on singing. Kongo etonda bomengo. Kongo etonda. Ah, yo money bomengo. Have you seen that reach somewhere? Have you seen it? Or you've heard about it? So many things are not concrete. We just learn because we lack scientific formulas in our languages. No wonder our history, which is called the Bible at the moment, has been translated in all languages. But mathematics, chemistry, physics, all those are not translated in our languages so that we understand. We don't understand the power of prism, the power of light, those formulas. We can't do anything about them because those formulas are not available in our languages. Medicine, people study to become medical doctors and end up prescribing medication made by Chinese locals who have no medical education. People are making these tablets. If you look at all the tablets which are in the Congo, because I visited a few hospitals, many of those tablets, very strong tablets, are made in India and in China. People who are making those tablets have never gone to any medical school. They have knowledge, of course, and that knowledge is more than being a doctor, because doctors prescribe medication which is being made by other people. And then you spend 7 years learning on how to inject someone from a vaccine which is made by people who did not learn anything. So there's no compatibility.